Get on over here. Thursday. Happy Thursday to all of you. The 16th day of October falls on it. We got a great show for all of you. Really looking forward to this one. This is our last regular daily show of the week. I will be, and am now out of town. But, and this was pre-planned for all of you going, did CJ get fired? Nope, I'm still here. We're just taping the show. We got Karen Wilson joining us in a couple of minutes' time. She's the Parade Marshal of this year's 108th Annual Alton Halloween Parade that I will be broadcasting with Joe Barrett on RiverBender.com and Roku TV and anywhere else you watch us. Then, right around 10:10, we're going to be talking right to the Mascoutah Chamber of Commerce. They have a really cool fall festival coming up that has a chili cook-off, a car show. We're going to meet the Mascoutah Chamber for the first time on the show and learn all about that great event and more. And then we wrap up the show with more great conversations with Isaac Sandidge. He wrote a book about Brighton, two scary books, horror-themed books. One was about the Brighton werecat, this next one about the Brighton Borgoo, and we're going to learn all about that and so much more in the show. But in the meantime, here's what you need to know now. Here is your news brief. You can stay up to date in real time all the time by downloading that RiverBender.com app today and never missing out. We'll take you right to Godfrey first. In devastating news, the Heck family lost nearly everything they owned in a fire that destroyed their home on Tuesday evening in the 1200th block of Seasons Drive, according to a community organizer. April Marburger, who is helping coordinate relief efforts, said the family and their dog escaped the fire unharmed. While they lost nearly everything they owned, we are deeply grateful that everyone, including their family dog, miraculously made it out alive, Marburger wrote. The Heck family now faces rebuilding their lives after this devastating loss. Neighbors have launched a GoFundMe campaign to provide financial support to the family during this difficult time. You can donate online to the FundMe by clicking on the RiverBender.com news article at RiverBender.com/news. Marburger had this to wrap up her quote. Our hope is that we can ease their burden a bit by coming together to support them. The fundraising page is being managed by the family's blessing and will provide updates as they become available. Also in the news today, Madison County State's Attorney Tom Hain announced that an Alton man has been convicted of residential arson, aggravated animal cruelty, and aggravated domestic battery. Here's what we know on this. The defendant, 30-year-old Larry D. Greer, Jr., was sentenced to 10 years in prison for residential arson, 2 years in prison for aggravated animal cruelty, and 5 years in prison for aggravated domestic battery. The sentences are to be served concurrently. Greer pled guilty to setting fire to a residential house in the 100th block of Northmore Place in East Alton on June the 29th, and it did result in substantial damage of that home, June 29th being of 2025 this year. The fire also caused the death of a cat named Gracie that was inside the home. An ex-wife of Greer resided at that home. She was not there at the time of the fire. Greer pleaded guilty also to choking a family or household member on the 14th of September. That event happened in 2024 in Alton. The case prosecuted by Assistant State's Attorney Kara Mellon, who is assigned to the intimate partner violence unit at the state's attorney's office. The case being investigated by the East Alton Police Department, the Alton Police, and the Office of the Illinois State Fire Marshal. Also in the news today, Dalton Brown has this story out of Alton, as Alton authorities have charged 2 area residents with obstructing justice after allegedly giving false information to police investigating separate shootings from earlier this year. Let's start with the first. Devion L. Berger, 24 of East St. Louis, was charged on October the 10th with obstructing justice, a Class 4 felony. Berger allegedly gave police false information about Hosea J. Burgess, who was charged last June with a Class X felony count of unlawful possession of a firearm by a repeat offender in the connection to the fatal shooting of Donald R. Lane of Alton on May the 28th, 2025. On May the 30th, Berger allegedly falsely told police that, quote, he did not see Hosea Burgess with a firearm, end quote, on the night of the shooting. According to charging documents, Berger was ordered released from custody pending trial in the case that was presented by the Alton Police Department. In a separate but similar case, a Collinsville man was charged on October the 10th with a Class 4 felony count of obstructing justice. Here's what we know. 27-year-old James D. Higdon allegedly knowingly lied to police on September the 9th of this year in an effort to obstruct the prosecution of two juvenile suspects involved in a September 3rd, 2025 Alton shooting. Higdon reportedly told police that, quote, he had a lack of knowledge concerning the person, that he provided transportation in Alton to shortly after a shooting on September the 23rd, quote, when in fact he is familiar with the individuals he did provide that transportation to. The Alton police have presented both of these cases, and Higdon is also granted pretrial release from custody. We'll keep you updated on those cases as they roll through the courts. Finally, in the news today, from Colin Feeney, love Colin's writing. This is out of Danville. Gabby Thompson scored 2 touchdowns while Sophie Shapiro took an interception back for another score, and the Edwardsville defense totally shut down Plainfield Central and taking a 27-8 win over the Wildcats to win the IHSA Girls Flag Football Danville Sectional Tuesday night on October the 14th. The win, well, it propels the first-year Tiger program into the IHSA State Finals this weekend at Villa Park Willowbrook High School, where Edwardsville meets Chicago Perspectives Leadership Academy Charter, who won the Richton Park Rich Township Sectional over Country Club Hills Hillcrest 25-12 in the second quarterfinal Friday evening. We'll keep you updated every step of the way as the Tigers are now 15-1 on the season and play that game against the Warriors Friday evening at 5:45 p.m. The winner goes on to the first semifinal game against the winner of the quarterfinal game between Glenview, Glenbrook South, and Park Ridge, Maine South in the first semifinal Saturday morning at 11 a.m. The third-place game set for 2:30, and the state championship game will be played on Saturday at 4 p.m. We'll keep you updated with the coverage of the Tigers in that flag football state championship. Just a brief check of weather for you guys today. Temperatures should reach right around 82 or 83 degrees on this Thursday morning. It should start off pretty mild. The next couple of days are something to take into account. Temperatures will drop down to 59 overnight as we head into Friday. On Friday, a high of 82, a low of 63 degrees, but that's when that rain could start to creep in. And then on Saturday, that severe weather alert will be in effect. Download the RiverBender.com app today and never miss out on those weather alerts that you need the most whenever those events happen. On Saturday, a high of 70, a low of 50, and then on Sunday, a high of 64, a low of 41 degrees. That's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend on the 16th day of October. Hey, why don't we do this? Before I take a quick break, let me briefly fill you in on Great Rivers and Routes. They have a great selection coming down the pipeline for all of you to partake in at the Grafton Winery at the Vineyards location from noon to 4 p.m. on Saturday, November the 8th. It's $30 in advance, $35 at the door, $15 for designated drivers. CJ, what's the name of the event? Oh, it's the Craft Beverage Festival, where you can celebrate all the regional beverage makers that are the best at their craft. This is one you don't want to miss. This keeps on growing. They had almost 300 people there last time, and this time it's only going to keep on growing. We'll see you there to celebrate the area's best right here in the Great Rivers and Routes region, Saturday, November the 8th. For more information, riversandroutes.com. That's riversandroutes.com. And don't forget to tell them that I sent you over their way. All righty, quick break. We'll be back with Karen Wilson right after this quick check of downtown Alton, then the sponsors in that order.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. This Thursday morning continues on RiverBender.com. Daily Show. Karen Wilson. Hey. You have been the roastee of the Pride Incorporated Celebrity Roast. You have pretty much done it all in the last couple of years, and now you're adding Halloween Parade Marshal right into the resume. And you don't need one anymore.
Well, I don't know about that, but you know what I want to know is I want the name of the 6 other people they asked before they asked me. You know?
Did you ever think you'd be the parade marshal in the Halloween parade?
No, but gosh, it's been such a family affair for so long. I mean, I can't remember not getting excited about the Halloween parade and you know, dressing my kids up even when we went to the parade when they were really little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and honestly, I think it's so cool that you're the parade marshal this year just because it kind of cements that retirement year that you've had.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Yes, I'm retired or just tired, you know, either one. But so, yes, it's a big year for me, and I turned the big
30.
7-0. Yeah. so that was kind of, you know, okay, it's time to enjoy life from a different perspective now, and so this just blew me out of the water. I'm very flattered. Wow.
Now, do we know what your theme will be as parade marshal?
No, I didn't know I had to have a theme.
I don't know if you do or not. I mean, I don't think you do, but add the own touch to it, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know, I've been in the Halloween parade for different reasons. I was involved with church youth groups and that as advisors and sponsors. I was an advisor for the student council at East Middle School way back when, and you know, we'd walk through doing that sorts of things, and it's just wow. Now I'm the parade marshal. It just seems kind of odd.
Do you have your wave figured out?
Oh, no. You know, now that Queen Elizabeth's gone, I can't call her for tips. But maybe one of the, you know, beauty contestants can tell me how to do that.
I think King Charles's wave's lazy. I mean, this thing's kind of, you know, like that's not really.
Well, it's a dude wave.
Yeah,
you know,
I guess.
But
see, I'd kind of take it all in, and I would just let them know for about a mile and a half.
It's just fun, though, in all those parades I've been in. It's just fun to see people you know, and maybe people that you live in the same town, but you never run into them, you know, and it's also fun just to see the town coming together and whipping it up.
Well, and that's what's so cool doing the parade and broadcasting is you get to see the same families have their own little plots, you know, and they're there, and everyone's getting creative now. They're using these trailer beds now. Have you seen this where they put the trailer up on Broadway?
Yes,
This is brilliant.
No kidding. I wish I'd thought of that.
Innovation.
Darn. Yeah.
Well, and see, I just think it's just great. And so the parade does start on Halloween night, October the 31st at 7 p.m.
Yes.
You will be leading the foray.
Aha. All right. Now I've got to think about my wave and my theme and my,
No pressure. You're only 16 or 17 days away, but no, but it's got to be fun for your family too to go and see you out there as the parade. Are they having fun with this?
Yes. In fact, I have a grandson at Illinois College in Jacksonville, and he's kind of excited that Halloween is on a Friday. So he and some of his buddies are going to come down from IC to watch the parade because it's a pretty unique parade.
It is.
It's a big one.
It is, and it's one of the oldest in the country.
Yeah. So he's going to come down for that and bring some of his friends. So that's sort of cool. Yeah.
I don't know if I told you this, and honestly, now are you having anyone with the family ride with you? Does that happen, or is it just you?
Dennis can ride with me, my husband, if he'd like to, or if he'd rather hang out with the family or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I've never been to Marshall before.
Well, I don't know. I just think it's just fantastic that everyone's coming together to be a part of this, and that, like I said, you're going to be a great parade marshal. I think it was a great choice. And what I think's really cool now is now that you've retired, you have a lot more time because you're always a part of other groups like Pride Beautification, and a part of the redevelopment committee, and I forgot the official name of the downtown. Reimagine Alton.
Yes.
Are you excited for those opportunities to be able to, I guess, invest more time? Because all retirement is working for free.
Exactly. And I was blessed enough to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And keep my business running. I had a great team that made me look really good in the office, so that was awesome. But the nice thing is I can still have that longer cup of coffee in the morning. Except today when I went to the North Alton Godfrey Business Council at 7:30 in the morning. I digress. But I feel like my head can be in the game a little more instead of trying to spin 10 plates at one time. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, and now with that being said, there is a couple of things that you're going to be a part of coming up. One that I'm excited. I love mouse races. They're so much fun. I have never seen one get loose during a mouse race before.
Well, that's good because I've never been to one, and I'll squeal like a second grader if it runs around my feet.
That's why you got to get 5A's to co-sponsor so they can put some cats out there just in case.
No mice will be harmed during this event.
The last thing I need Sarah McLaughlin calling me today.
Yeah. Oh, man. Start crying when you're watching her commercials.
You could put that song to any hilarious video, and you would still cry.
I think so.
Yeah, 100%. Now, what day is the mouse race? Is on?
Saturday, November the 8th. Yeah, at the Sportsman's Club. Doors open at 5:30 and the betting starts at 6. I understand it is just outrageous fun, and I've never heard anybody say they didn't have a good time, and it goes towards area beautification, and there are a lot of things that Pride Beautification is involved in now that is pretty exciting. We're trying to highlight also other people and organizations who are doing their best to keep our face clean in the Riverbend area.
Who do I talk to about an appeal on the Pride Eye Awards?
Ooh.
I'm just kidding.
The
reason being, I was so excited because I was getting some work done around my house. Well, I think what happened is that I still had some construction going on at the time.
Oh, shoot.
But next year.
Well, next year. And you know what? If you really feel like maybe you got missed or something, call the Pride office. We do go by if somebody feels like they got missed or that their neighbor got missed or something.
That's a good point,
Give us a call. We'll go through, because there are those people that think that we just pick out addresses and send things out. No, we get in cars, board members, volunteers, and all that, and we scan the neighborhoods. And no, you don't have to have spent thousands of dollars on landscaping. It's someone who keeps a neat and attractive yard and does just a little bit more than just mowing the grass.
Right, and that's where I really think it's such a cool thing, because so many folks really take pride in receiving that recognition.
Yes.
Well, and like the Home of the Month is such a great addition too, because that's when someone goes really above and beyond, and it does something cooler. And I wish that we had a better way of maybe showcasing that home, because I mean, folks from around the region would see this and go, "Wow, they have some beautiful houses here."
Yeah, it definitely. And we've just started something new out, and it's a business spotlight for those businesses, those small businesses that keep the outside of their property
really
looking
cool.
great. And we're trying to do that in the Riverbend area as well, just to pat those people on the back. And for many of them, it's a tougher job. Yeah, they can hire somebody to take care of their yard or whatever, but excuse me, trash and things that gather around businesses can be hard to keep up with. And a shout out to every business person that picks up the trash around their business.
Oh, it's such a thing.
You know, there's a place in heaven for each one of you.
Well, there is, and no one realizes that, because it takes a lot, especially because half the time it isn't their customers that are causing the debris or whatever. So it's great that you guys recognize that, and that's why I wanted to chat a little bit about that real quick.
I appreciate
before we took a break and came back, and I hit you with some rapid-fire Halloween questions.
Oh, no. Racist peanut butter cups. Yes, that's my favorite.
You can stay. All right. We'll take a quick break. Daily Show comes back to you next.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganaz Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganaz Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganaz Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Back with Karen Wilson. If you have to call Ghostbusters, I feel like State Farm's deductible is probably null and void at that point in time. Even Jake don't want nothing to do with that.
That's right. It's pretty spooky coverage.
That's right. So I got to ask you, we're going into the parade. Going back into the parade, we got to go into some rapid fire Halloween stuff here.
Okay.
All-time favorite Halloween movie?
Oh, golly. Oh, wow. I kind of like the Ghostbusters.
That is a good movie.
And the first ones are always the best. I don't know, but yeah.
I like Casper too. You ever seen that one? Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Wow, that's been a minute. But yes, I grew up with Casper. I mean, first time playing it, not Nickelodeon Casper. So yeah. I watched Casper the Friendly Ghost.
You saw the original Casper, the OC, and I got the new guy.
That's right.
Okay, now I feel kind of, I don't know, I feel like I'm missing out here. Well, no, we already heard that Reese's peanut butter cups are the go-to, or Reese's, right?
Right.
Now, what's the candy dish look like at the Wilson household that you pass out?
Oh, this is embarrassing. We built a house in a nice neighborhood, but it tends to be more retired people in it. So the first year, I guess I thought I was feeding the thousands, and one poor child came, and then, it sort of got down to nothing. So now I go hang out on my daughter's street. I guess I won't.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It, but it's a wonderful neighborhood, and the adults have as much fun as the children.
Cool.
They all sit out on the driveway and share candy, but then they have adult treats. And in fact, my daughter and son-in-law put up their big outdoor screen and run old B movie, Creature from the Black
that's cool.
Lagoon
Yeah.
stuff in the front yard. And, so my dish is empty except for what I take over to another neighborhood. And it's usually more for the adults than the children.
That's why we love you, Karen. Now, whenever your kids are growing up, did you ever have to get into the whole homemade Halloween costumes?
Oh, those were the only kind, baby. The only kind.
What was your favorite costume you made for the children?
Oh, golly. Well, Frankenstein I did for my son, and I was so proud. It gets cold out there, so I made it to where he could wear it over his coat and that. But then I stuffed these big feet that look like feet, but they had straps under him so he could put them on top of his shoes, so it looked like he was barefoot like Fred Flintstone, and I paper mache'd a little short wiffle ball bat to look like a club, that was kind of a big deal.
My favorite thing to do is to look at the old Halloween costumes, because even for my generation, that was when I got older, that's when the costumes really took off.
Sure.
Like we went from Dracula to, like a werewolf that had blood coming out of his teeth in about 2 years. And even now the kids, I went to a couple of the Halloween parade in this one and then the Woods River one. They had all these lights all over, and I didn't know what was happening. I thought aliens were coming down from outer space at one point in time. And this year, I will be going as Sully from Monsters, Inc. I haven't dressed up for Halloween in 13 years, 14 years. I think actually 15 years is probably right around the ballpark there. Actually, 15 years.
You're getting old.
Tell me about it. Need a good life insurance policy.
I know a company.
With that being said, if you could be any character from any Halloween-esque fall movie, what would Karen Wilson be?
Oh, man. See, because I'm not really big on the scary movies and all that. I was kind of a wimp, But
same here.
One of the Hocus Pocus
That's
girls,
fair. That's fair. I honestly almost went with that for you. The reason I say I'm the same way is because I was one of the kids that had to watch a scary movie until all the realization of a scary movie hits. Like one time I was watching Saw and the power went off in the basement, and I'm telling you, I met Jesus 14 times on the way up to the stairs.
Oh my God.
No, do you have a tradition outside the Halloween parade or outside of the neighborhood gathering, the trick or treating that you and your family used to do or still do today?
Well, our family is now living in different parts of the world, so I don't get a chance to do all of that. But, I had one, I don't know. I always liked putting a little bit of dry ice in a punch bowl that
That's
looked like
cool.
a bucket.
Yeah.
And so you'd pour your punch in, and all it did was really made it carbonated, but smoke and all that. I do remember taking a cake to, this was back when you could bring treats to your kids' classroom for the Halloween parties and that. And I made one that looked like, it looked like a gravesite. It had a headstone, and it was like crushed Oreo cookies.
That's cool.
And gummy worms, and I read, the Telltale Heart.
Thank you. I just want to, you have done something for me today and for our generation that you have no idea what you've done.
Uh-oh.
To all of the people that have created social media videos, you've seen these shorts on Facebook, you get on your Facebook and you see these videos that keep playing, you get stuck down the rabbit hole. Never
sure.
happened to you.
Yeah.
Well, now there's a new generation of moms that are taking claim to some of these treats that have been made for decades, and they're passing them off as new. The graveyard has been around for a long time, okay? Just because you think you did it, you didn't, okay? Kleenexes have been made before, Oh, anyway, back to Karen. All right. So I gotta ask you, now that you're retired, I know that you still have things you can't talk about, I'm sure, but has there ever been one Halloween related claim that you remember, or like one fall related claim that's kind of just different?
Oh, man. Well, lots of candle claims.
Really?
At Halloween time. But that was before. Now everybody's got flameless candles and that sort of thing.
We've evolved.
Curtains catching on fire and things like that. I can't think of anything necessarily that was a big claim at that particular time.
Okay.
Everybody kind of behaves themselves.
Now, question for you. For haunted house, and this is like a work question, I guess, but, I might as well.
Sure.
Do haunted houses need insurance? Like if they do like a...
Well, anytime you are collecting money for something, then it's a business, and it's not personal liability, then it's a business liability.
That's interesting. Well, and then one final kind of serious question before we go back into the wrap up here. Mm-hmm. Is there any safety tips you can give just for families that you've seen with your clay? Like you said, candles. Is it just keeping things like that away?
Well, that and if you're out trick-or-treating or wearing a costume, even at a party or whatever, make sure you've got clear vision. It may be the ultimate costume, but if you can't see, terrible things happen, and that's probably one of the biggest things. And make sure that even if it's really cool witch's costume, if you're out on the streets, wear something reflective, please. Yeah. And do that all the time, whether it's Halloween or not, if you're outside at night, please.
Absolutely. And okay, one final fun one. If you had to insure any Halloween movie, scary movie character, who would it be? Michael Myers, Chucky, any of them.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
There you go. That's a winner. Okay. So Karen, of course, will be the parade marshal of the 108th annual Halloween parade. So I told Steve
I
the other
wasn't
day,
at the first one.
I was not going to ask that question for the folks. They were getting nervous.
Yeah.
But I told Steve, I said, I think I need to take a more aggressive approach on this. There's a lot of towns that are claiming like they were the oldest Halloween parade. There's only one that I think beats us. But like there's another one that says, well, we had the first citywide Halloween celebration in 1920. How can you have a citywide celebration before a parade?
Good question.
That doesn't make sense. I'm going to Howard Stern it up. I'm going to call these people live on the air every day.
Yes.
I'm going to get a lot of restraining orders out of this.
Only you could do that, CJ.
With that being said, the 8th of November, mouse races.
Yes.
And then how can we find out more information on those from Pride Beautification?
Okay, just go to our website, prideincorporated.org, and there's a place to click on it, and you can get a table, tickets, whatever or just more information. And or just show up that night at Sportsman's Club, and we'll find a way to get you in. Sportsman's Club is the premier mouse race venue of the Midwest. I believe so. It really is. Every mouse race, it's always at the Sportsman's Club. Perfect. It is. Good
No,
deal.
with that being said, for the committee that you're a part of, if someone wants to learn just more about that, or is there a way the public can collaborate on this?
Well, Reimagine Alton, yes, that is something you can call the board office, the district office, or email reimaginealton@altonschools.org.
Perfect.
And our next community workshop, where you can have questions answered, you can hear information, dispel rumors, find out what's great about Alton School District, and also where they're headed. That's November the 5th. It's a Wednesday night, and it is at Alton High, and you can get more information by calling schools.
Really cool. Karen Wilson, the 108th Parade Marshal. It's like really official then, you know, like it's almost like one of those state coverages, you know, where they get really sophisticated. We'll take a quick break. You'll see that wave, that smile, and, well, you'll see it all right there at the Halloween Parade, and we'll come back and talk more about it on our daily show next.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone, and over time it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation. You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
The rain. 10:32. Welcome back, Daily Show on a Tuesday, October the 25th at 6 p.m. Man, this is a show that's always being talked about. Last year, I was trying to get Tommy on the show. Tommy, I'm telling you what, the whole area was just ready to go to this, and now they're ready again. Take me through this. The homecoming show and after party set at Lewis and Clark, October the 25th at 6 p.m. You got to be excited, man.
Yeah, man. It's kind of a full circle thing because I started actually. I actually, my second time ever on stage was on that stage at the Hathaway Hall when I was 13 years old. I was doing like a talent show. I
Wow.
was so nervous. I think I stopped in the middle of the song because it was like the first time ever being on a real stage. And yeah, so it's kind of a full circle moment to come back. I've been in Nashville 25 years. We're going to be celebrating 300 million streams as a
Wow.
songwriter. I've had 3 million as an artist, but just to wrap my brain around the 300 million is pretty cool. So I felt like it was something we should stop and just kind of celebrate. Um, and just kind of my deal with Sony, like everything's been great, and we just want to kind of come back and bring a Bluebird style show. You know, there's so many people that I get calls from that come to Nashville and they want to go to the Bluebird, and it's so freaking hard to get tickets
I
there
bet.
whenever I play. It sells out in like 30 seconds. So it's a way of kind of bringing that to the hometown and in a theater that's just kind of a full circle moment.
It's just incredible. And you know, I mean, when you say 300 million, and this is what I think, it's one of those numbers that you really just can't comprehend because it's just so large. And I mean, obviously, when you start your career and your love for music, you don't chase 300 million. You know, that happens along the way. What led to this? Was there a moment, you know, in the journey where the paradigm shifts a little bit and things just started to click, all the wheels started to turn together for you?
Man, it's kind of been, yeah, there has, but it's really been more of a roller coaster. I mean,
Mhm.
just because it's changed so much. When I moved here, like I've always just wanted to be a songwriter, and I just kind of wanted to sit back and write songs in a room and produce them in the studio and have other people record them. And you know, back then we didn't have streaming and all that, so the goal was to get a radio hit. Now, like everybody listens on their phone or wherever they're at, so you know, there's been a little bit of adjustment with that, and music changes. And for a while, their country kind of stayed the same. You know, I had a number one, and it was kind of country then, and then it kind of went a little poppy. And now it's back to like that huge diversity of music, you
Yeah.
know, to where you have Zach Top or Florida Georgia Line or whatever. So it's kind of hard to stay up with the times, but for the most part, I just try to do what I love and my own kind of take on what country music is, and so far it's worked out.
Well, and this is why I was really fascinated by having you on the show, Tommy, too, because a lot of times, like you said, we hear the names, and that's why, you know, we're playing Zach Top to come back in, you know, but what we don't see is the work that goes into, you know, making a song like that, or, you know, name anyone else, and, you know, probably not the best example. There's so many others that, you know, the work that goes into that hours of work. Take me through what that journey looks like as a songwriter. Can you peel back a little bit of that curtain for the audience that maybe just doesn't understand what that relationship looks like?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, so Nashville's and country music's always been about the song and about the songwriter, and you know, it's always been like maybe two one-way streets. A 5 block period is all of country music and everybody that's writing songs. Back when I started, there was probably about 2,000 signed writers on Music Row. Now there's about 500, but it's basically every day you go in and like tomorrow I'll be writing with the guy that won American Idol, and the next day it's the guy that just won The Voice, you know, or it's somebody that just
Wow.
took off on TikTok, or, you know, and hopefully you get in with these guys or they kind of become a fan of your songs, and that's kind of how you kind of take off. Traditionally, it was more like the best song wins and people recorded other people's songs. And it's still about half that way, but the
Mhm.
other half is other people wanting to learn how to write their own songs. But yeah, it's just every day we're down there writing with the different artists. And, you know, most of the songs that we write, even the best songwriters in the world, will never get heard. You know, everybody makes most of their income off about 5% of what they write. But
Wow.
that's what's kind of exciting about it is, you know, it's rejection for a living on one hand, but on the other hand, like the thing that you write, the thing that you create in a room that day could take off and be heard all over around the world, or change people's lives, or give them 3 minutes of escape, or something they sing at their wedding. It's cool and exciting to think about what you're doing, and it keeps you creative.
Well, and now let me ask you a little bit about that because that's where my mind goes. Is that I mean, you're creating something that you know potentially millions of people are falling back to, whether it's a good time, a happy time, a time to get them through, maybe some stress or those monumental moments like the wedding days. What take me through the first hit that you had, you know, that you were a part of, and just you know what that feeling was like, knowing that you know you're turning on the radio and here's the damn song, you know.
Yeah, no, that was a dream of mine since I was 14 years old. I always thought that would be the coolest thing in the world to drive down the road and hear a song that you wrote. And that was kind of always my end vision. And I made a 5-year plan at 14 to move to Nashville. I moved to Nashville at 19. And I ended up just getting super lucky and getting my first publishing deal my first week or two here. And I just started writing songs. I got a Blake Shelton cut. I got Randy Travis on one of his last albums, and eventually I had lost a publishing deal, and I just kind of gotten away from the love for it for a minute after a couple years here, and I just started writing kind of again for myself, like I did when I was a kid. And one night I woke up and I just started playing this melody, and I pretty much finished this song in a couple hours, like at 3 in the morning. And I knew before anybody ever heard it, it was going to be my first big hit. And a year later, it was #1 for several weeks. It was a song called Roll With Me by Montgomery Gentry. And just the stories, man, like there's so many stories. There's so many things about how it touched people's lives. And it was the perfect song for the perfect time in their life. And, just being able to ride down the road. And, I remember one time driving with my dad and the song coming on, just so many cool moments like that you kind of always envisioned, you never knew was going to happen.
Now, this is something that I find fascinating. Are you ever one of those guys too that, I mean, like you're in on The Secret where, maybe the generic public thinks, that's a great, song from them, but you're sitting here going, but little do they know, I'm one of the reasons for it. Does that ever like cross your mind, like where you're in on a secret that maybe even though they could know if they just look it up or look in the back of the CD, they don't think about?
Yeah, no, I mean, we have so many people that think like, oh, well, everybody just writes their own music or
Right.
whatever, but it's always been that way. And I don't know, I've just always loved the thought of like having a normal life and just being creative and not having to get too caught up in the other stuff.
Yeah.
I've done more of that the last few years. We released my first songwriter album in 2021,
Hmm.
and I just started kind of as a supplemental income and because it's fun. I play the Bluebird a few times a year, but then I'll take that Bluebird style show and take it around the country, and people love it because they get to hear the stories behind the songs, how they were created, songs that they love. They get to hear how the original version was, or the songwriter who wrote it doing it himself. And I think there's just a kind of a big hunger out there because it's just a little bit different than just going to a concert and just kind of rocking
Yeah.
out.
What?
It's way more intimate and what makes the Bluebirds so cool. So yeah, we've been having fun doing that, and that's pretty much what we're doing to bring home.
Well, and that's what leads me into this part of the conversation too, because like you said, you're behind the music, you're behind the microphone, so to speak, without being the one that's projecting into it. And you take me through that decision that hey, I want to get out on the stage and really start to explore this. Was there just a moment where you said, let's go back to that love of it, or is it just kind of something you picked up and realized, oh, we got something here too?
Honestly, it was a kind of a reaction a little bit to where the industry was because I had songs that I felt 10 years before would have been recorded and would have been out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's always been the number one thing to me. I just want the songs to be heard if they're really good, because I know that they would have an impact. And there was a couple songs that I really felt strongly about. And that was kind of the catalyst to make me put something out like, hey, if no one else is going to do this, I'm going to put this out. And that was the cool thing. The song that I felt that about the most, I was right about it. Ended up getting a couple million streams. It took off, got like 1 million views on YouTube, it's a really cool song called Lessons. And yeah, it just kind of came from necessity of just wanting to have the song out there, and turned into something that where I kind of tour around the country a little bit part time.
Well, and this is just so cool, man. And that's why going back into the show, like you said, you're bringing the style of show that really is one of a kind. And people get to hear a little bit of that behind the music that makes it so cool. And now, whenever you're going out there, what do you see the audience get out of this more than anything? Because with your experience now, I mean, you've played in one of the most famous venues, when it comes to music, you can read crowds. What do you see throughout the show from them as you're talking about some of these songs and then you go in to perform?
Yeah, I think it's kind of the thing that makes the Bluebirds so cool is it's such an intimate experience, and it just kind of breaks it down to the bare necessity of the music. When you have somebody with just an acoustic guitar singing it the exact same way he came up with it that day whenever he wrote it, and getting to see the difference of it in its raw version and the story behind it, and then knowing what actually the actual outcome was. I think people just love that stuff, especially music lovers, you know?
Well, for sure. And, before we go any further, too, I got to ask you, do you have one of those stories that you can kind of, I don't want you to obviously forecast because we got to get you guys to the show, but is there one where, you can tell us where, man, you were just pissed off, had a bad day, someone cut you off or you name it, or had the best day of your life and out comes this song? Is there a pretty good story that led up to a song for you that you can tease us with?
The number one still is the Roll With Me, just because it was such a huge impact. But there was another one, the other one that I was just talking about, a song called Lessons. It's about, I had went in my 30s through, losing my dad, losing my brother. And when you go through that, you have a heart for people whenever they lose stuff. And it's kind of about that. It's the kind of lessons you learn when you go through hard stuff in life. And learning how to still see the good in things and just be appreciative for the day that you have, and knowing that life is short and we're not promised tomorrow. And I think that's the thing. It came from a real place, and I think that's why so many people resonated with it.
Absolutely. And, Tommy, you're getting into town here in a couple of days. Now, we are, 9 days away from your show coming up at Hathaway Hall. It's a perfect venue. The acoustics in there are great. The seating's great. Just got upgraded, too, from what I got told, so that's even better. What can folks expect whenever they come in? Because there is that after-party component to it.
Yeah, the after party is going to be included. With the ticket. That's at the Wood River Moose.
Oh,
but
cool.
The coolest part is going to be, like you said, at that show, that venue, and this kind of Bluebird style show is just so perfect for that venue. It translates so well. It's going to be Charlie Brown and Aaron Kellum, both guys from there too. Charlie and I both moved to Nashville at the same time, and they're going to be opening, and then I'm bringing a hit songwriter, Joel Shoemake, with me. We're just going to break it down to like the kind of Bluebird songwriter round. We've done 2 of them there, and it really, really went great. And since they've, renovated, I think it'll be even cooler, but the sound is always amazing. And then celebrate the 300 million streams after, but it'll be a good couple hour show, kind of a Bluebird style thing.
Really cool, man. And now, can we talk about, is there any plans to keep this type of show running back here at Hathaway Hall the next year?
Yeah, I mean, my plan has kind of been just, loosely doing it every couple of years, because I just love coming back there and people seem to still be buying tickets. So as long as people want to kind of hear that thing, I'll keep doing it, because I love that theater. I have a special place in my heart for that theater.
Well, and it's just so cool. Like you said when we were starting this conversation, that, one of the first stages that you're on, and it's just, that's such a great note to this too. And now we'll link the Eventbrite link where folks can get tickets. I know that their ticket sales are looking really good for the show. And I got to ask you, Tommy, before I let you go too, a couple of things. First one is there any reflections of your home area in some of your songs, or some of the songs that maybe we've heard on the radio? Oh, I think we lost Tommy there for a second. We'll come back. Why don't we do this? We'll take a quick break. We'll see if we can get him connected back here on the Zoom here. You stay there, and I'll be here in this studio on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Why must you live out the songs that you wrote? If I'm down in a
Bo Cephas now, but on October the 25th, you'll have a lot more of Tommy, and that's what we're all here for. Tommy back in the Zoom call now, and before we got disconnected, just asking a little bit, is there any hometown reflections or home area reflections on any of the songs that you've been a part of?
Man, yeah, I mean, gosh, if you come to the show, you'll probably hear, I'd say, about a third to half of the songs that have something to do with hometown or family or something. I mean, the best songs come from a real place, man. So, I mean, everything that I feel hits other people, it has to be something that probably hits me, or else it's not going to hit other people. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
you do have your guitar there, and if it's okay, I wanted to end the segment. If can you play a tune or two before we say so long for now? I'll send you a full screen, and then whenever you're done, we'll wrap up and send it to break.
Yeah, you bet.
Absolutely, we'll take you there now. And Tommy, thanks for the performance.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, this is the song I was talking about on my first album. It's called Lessons. A bully won't stop till you stand up to. You ain't gonna win if you plan on losing. Sometimes a curse can be a blessing. So wait your turn and learn your lesson. Don't hold a grudge, it'll make you bitter. Don't think that money's gonna make you richer. And happiness ain't about possession. Gotta crash and burn and learn your lesson. You can't win them all. You can't change the past. Don't take for granted what you got. Don't always want what you don't have. Take some chances, have some faith. Make the most of every day. 'Cause it could all be over in a second. Don't miss a day with your old man fishing. Or a cup of coffee in your mama's kitchen. Life is short, time is precious. Sometimes it hurts, learn your lesson. You can't win them all. You can't change the past. Don't take for granted what you got. Don't always want what you don't have. Take some chances, have some faith. Make the most of every day. 'Cause it could all be over in a second. Don't break her heart if you know you love her. Don't let her leave 'cause you're too damn stubborn. 'Cause she'll move on and you'll regret it. Hold on to her and learn your lesson. Every choice has consequences. Take it from me and learn your lesson.
Man, that was incredible, Tommy. Thank you very much, man. And before
Thanks, brother.
I let you go, seriously, just great. Give me that final preview, that final 60 seconds before I say so long for now. You're back here at Lewis and Clark, October the 25th, and give us your final hype message if you could after that great performance.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, we're going to be coming back basically to celebrate hitting 300 million streams as a songwriter. I've hit 3 million as an artist too, but 300 million as a songwriter, playing all the songs that got me there. Warren Ziders, Trisha Yearwood, Old Dominion, Blake Shelton, Montgomery Gentry. We're going to have Charlie Brown and Aaron Kellum opening. I'm going to have Joel Shoemake, who's another hit songwriter, with me. Basically the Bluebird style show. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We'll have an after party and get to hang after, maybe even do a little bit more music there. That's
Nice.
included with the ticket. And yeah, and I also want to just shout out to Melissa Georgioff. She has been so huge in helping me out and get the word out, and just she's always been a huge supporter. I was her first guest on her podcast, so just wanted to give her a shout out and say thanks to her too.
Really cool, man. Well, like I said, that was a hell of a performance, and honestly, I can't wait to see October the 25th. We'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com, and thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks so much, man. I appreciate you.
We'll take a quick break. 10:53 is the time on this Monday morning. Our daily show continues in the heart of the 618 next.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Back in 94, you know, hook the speaker up to my soul. It sounds like the radio. Sounds like a damn good.
Welcome back, Daily Show. On a Thursday morning, we continue our conversation. First time I've had the Mascoutah Chamber of Commerce on the show. Jim Connor joins us now. Happy Thursday to you, Jim.
Thank you, and same to you.
Well, you know, this is really exciting. I was just doing a little bit of peeking around for the Mascoutah Chamber of Commerce's Fall Festival, Chili Cook-Off, and Car Show that's taking place this Saturday at 10 a.m. And this is what I find incredible. Thousands of people interested. There's a lot going, and the excitement's got to be there for this event.
Yes, it is, and we're very excited to put it on. It has, over the past 5 or 6 years, it has grown almost exponentially, and we're very excited to, hopefully we have good weather and we can get it all in on Saturday.
Well, and now fill me in on this, Jim. Take me through the day. So it seems like just a full day of fun for all ages to be a part of.
Yes, the craft fair which we have probably 120 crafters and people selling their goods. That opens at 10 a.m. We start selling chili at 10:30, and that goes until 1:30. We will obviously we'll sell chili armbands before the chili opens. And the car show, we start registration at 8. And if we have a full day, we'll give out the trophies about 4 o'clock.
Wow.
And in between, we have all kinds of events and things going on. We have a free petting zoo from 11 to 3. There'll be entertainment on the mill stage, which is, excuse me, right across from City Hall. At 10:15, the Mascoutah High School Choir will be performing. At 11:45, Tony G Acoustics will perform. At 1:30, the Mascoutah Public Library will have a story hour. And from 3 until 6, Warren Evans Acoustics will be performing on the mill stage.
Wonderful.
At the car show end, we have Night Moves DJ that will be performing from noon until 4. And let's see, we have a cornhole tournament, begins at 11. Carriage rides from 11 to 3. And free bouncy houses and a free petting zoo for the kids.
This is fantastic.
Plus several food trucks and several other choices for food besides chili.
Well, and I just find this to be fantastic and a great opportunity for, the folks to come together. And Jim, how long has this fall festival been going on?
The chamber took it over. It was started probably more than 20 years ago by a group called Main Street Mascoutah, which was something that was the state of Illinois encouraged you to do. We did it, and the state never followed through on it. So that group finally folded, and we took it over. I've been a part of it since 2008.
Wow. Well, and take me through the growth of the event since 2008, just from your perspective.
In 2008, we probably had 25 to 30 vendors, maybe 5 or 6 chili cooks, and of course, we did not have a car show. The car show started in 2012.
Wow. Well, and now, this is where I find this fascinating too, because just going through the website, and you guys can find out more at Mascoutah That's Mascoutah It's really cool to see that, just like 40th Annual Spring Fest and all these different events that are long running, that the community really comes to bookmark. And I think it just tells the story not only of the community, but also of the chamber and all of its many members.
Yes, well, we have our membership in the chamber has grown quite large. We now have 143 members, I believe.
Wow.
And we're kind of an all-inclusive. We don't strictly restrict to chamber membership to businesses. We reach out to nonprofits. We even have a couple of church, the school district, the city are all part of the chamber. And at our monthly chamber meetings, we all come together, and it's a good place to talk about the city. And of course, we are known for our volunteerism. We have a lot of volunteers, and this event, like a lot of the other ones, we rely totally on volunteers. Our organization is all volunteer. We have no paid personnel. And my car show, I'm the chairman of the car show, and it probably takes about 20 people to put it on.
Wow. Well, and see, that's fascinating to me, too, is always to hear the behind the scenes and just the work that goes into putting events like this on for the community, because they aren't easy, and they do take a lot of work and a lot of development over the years. And, one thing, too, I was looking at that I find so fascinating about this event, I just talked to about a year ago, actually, so not just, but talked to a father-daughter blacksmithing duo, and they were at the Belle Claire Fairgrounds for the Home Builders Remodelers Home Expo, and you guys will have a blacksmithing demo at this event, which I think is super cool and great for the kids to watch.
Yes, that has been part of the event for, probably for 10 years now.
Wow, that's awesome. Well,
he does get a lot of people watching.
Well, and now, what can you help us with when it comes to parking and logistics for the folks that maybe haven't taken a trip over yet?
Well, parking will be available. There are several business parking lots, and the businesses allow people to park in them. They're not going to complain about it. Most of those parking lots are 1 block north of Main Street on Church Street. For instance, Regions Bank has a parking lot. Citizens Bank has a parking lot. First Federal Savings Bank has a parking lot. St. John's United Church of Christ has a parking lot. The United Methodist Church has a parking lot. And then there's also street parking on Church Street and in a block south on Market Street. I'm sorry, I forget the name of the street. 1 block south, there's parking on both sides of that street also. And there's on south of the Main Street, there's Zion Lutheran Church. They have a parking lot. I actually have 2 parking lots, and those are available also.
Fantastic. And Jim, do you have a moment to take a quick commercial break with me, and we'll come back and chat a little bit more? Awesome.
Sure.
We'll take a quick break. Our Thursday morning continues right after this on RiverBender.com, Roku TV, Apple Podcasts.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Our Thursday morning continues on RiverBender.com, Roku TV, Apple Podcasts, wherever you watch me. Thanks for hanging out. We got Jim Connor on Zoom now as we're talking all about the Mascoutah Chamber of Commerce's Fall Festival, their chili cook-off and car show taking place this Saturday. It's going to be a great one, Jim. And really, what I think is great, too, you take me a little bit through the Chamber and how can folks learn more about it? And I know that we have entrepreneurs popping up all throughout the Riverbend region, and it seems like the Mascoutah Chamber is another great place to network, collaborate, and give back to the community.
Yes, it is. The Chamber meets the first Tuesday of every month at 8 a.m. at the Mascoutah Visitor Center, which is located at the corner of East Main Street and North Jefferson. Jefferson is Illinois Route 4, and Main Street is Illinois Route 177. If you'd like more information, you can email us at Mascoutah Chamber 622. I'm sorry, Mascoutah Chamber 62258@gmail.com. Also look at our website, MascoutahChamber.com. And I might mention, if you go on our homepage, there's down at the bottom left, there's a link called Quick Links. And you can see there's several things there that might be of interest to your viewers. One of them is a short video, a drone video from last year's Fall Fest. And it kind of gives you an idea of the scope of it and some of the things that happen. And there's also a short introductory video to Mascoutah that we use primarily. We do a Zoom meeting once a month with Scott Air Force Base and their office that brings new people in. They kind of give them an introduction, but it's a good introduction to Mascoutah in general. And that is also under Quick Links.
That's wonderful, and we'll make sure that we link all of that in our article on RiverBender.com, along with the email address for folks that are interested and want to learn more. And great to note that with the drone footage, because I think it's just really great to showcase that and really something to be proud of. And Jim, as we're going back into the event on this Saturday, this is going to be a great time for families. What time does the car show start, and is there still time to register?
Registration takes place only that morning.
Perfect.
We start at 8 o'clock and go until 12. Uh, I would, people can start showing up around 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of just wander up and down the street, and we're very happy with that.
Well, and another thing, Jim, that I think is so great for the families is the petting zoo component of it. And now take me through this aspect of it. It seems like a great time for families, again, to come and be a part of it and be entertained, but also to see some cool animals. Who are we seeing today or on Saturday?
Yes, it is. It's great. Our FFA program at Mascoutah High School provides the animals, and it's kind of a whatever they have available. Some of our FFA students will bring like calves and piglets. There'll be some chickens, probably ducks, maybe a horse. They don't bring in large animals. They bring in smaller animals and also like sheep and goats. Something that children can come up to and actually touch and pet.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Jim, on top of that too, and we're pulling up because I want to end our conversation today with that drone footage of the fall festival from last year, and that's what we were just pulling up there now. But when it comes to this event, what I love about it too is the fact it's curated, and there's so many moving parts. There's a couple of different chair people of this event, correct?
Yes, there is.
And fill me in on them.
Stephanie Schnichter is the overall general chairman, and she is also in charge of the craft fair. Kevin Dawson, a local attorney, is in charge of the chili cook-off, and I'm in charge of the car show.
Well,
and we have a team that works with us, and we couldn't do this without them.
How long does it take to plan overall from start to finish each year for this? Because there is a lot of components to this event.
For our car show, I will start on Saturday for next year.
Wow.
And we do take a couple of months off, but I start in earnest in March. Stephanie will start with the craft fair. We will put an online registration out sometime in early to mid-June. And if it's like this year, we sold out of crafter spaces probably mid-July.
Wow.
Now the chili cook-off, we really don't get going until probably sometime in mid-September because people don't want to make a commitment that far in advance because they have to provide a lot of chili. So the chili cookers, I should point out, we give them $150 in Mascoutah bucks if they sign up and show up on that day. Mascoutah bucks are kind of like a gift card to various businesses in Mascoutah that's to help them offset the cost of making the chili.
Wow, that's really cool. Well, and now on that too, I just want to point out there's $1,000 grand prize for this, isn't there? Am I reading this right?
There's a total of $1,600 in prizes, and the first prize is $1,000. And then I'm not real sure. There's first, second, third, and a People's Choice Award. And I'm not sure how that last part of that breaks down, but the first prize is $1,000.
Really cool. Well, and Jim, before I let you go, I want to make sure we hit on all of this again. To get in it, free admission, correct?
That is correct.
And now, are any of the activities paid for?
The carriage rides, we do charge for that. Chili armband to go and sample the 15 or so chili cookers is $10.
Mm-hmm.
We will have some food trucks available that are obviously cash. We will have Chick Fritz is providing beer, and they will have some seasonal beers as well as regular. Those we have to pay for those, and that's about it.
Well, that's actually perfect. And really, I like the fact that everyone contributing brings the cost down for area families to go and really just have that day to enjoy. And I got to ask you, Jim, are you a spicy chili guy, a regular chili guy? I'm sure you've had some good ones over the years.
Regular guy.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah. Well, Jim, before I let you go, any final thoughts on the Fall Festival and the Chili Cook-Off and Car Show?
I should point out, the weather forecast is not real great.
Yep.
We plan to go. even with a little rain. It will probably affect the number of cars that show up at the car show. The only reason that we would cancel it is if the weather forecast turned worse and there would be a lot of threat of high winds and hail.
Okay.
If that were the case, we would cancel it. As I said earlier, we don't have a rain date, and we would announce that on our website and on the Chamber Facebook page, as well as the Fall Fest Car Show Facebook page.
Absolutely.
We hope that doesn't happen.
Right. Well, I'll be making sure we say an extra prayer or two for you guys to see if we can get a one of those St. Louis weathercasts where it looks doomy and gloomy and we cancel school for 3 days and then it's 65 degrees in January.
Yes, that's what we're counting on.
Absolutely, Jim. Well, thank you so much for your time. And before I say goodbye for you now on this conversation, Jim was pointing out a really cool drone video that was made, and I want to air that for you before we go to break a little bit. This is one that you don't want to miss out on, just to get some of the sights and sounds of what the Mascoutah Fall Festival is all about. And we'll come back after that drone video and after a commercial break, right after this on RiverBender.com and on Roku TV.
Man, I always had stories about the city life and the crazy nights. Figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about. But the traffic was fast and the money was slow. The people I met you never get to know. I kinda miss this place I used to live back home. 'Cause up here it's breakneck, paycheck, rat race, what's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. My friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, and you can keep your 9 to 5. Happy with the simple life. Yeah, I ain't here to try to change your mind, trying to save your time. In case you're thinking about breaking out the bucket list, girl, you can skip this funny business. 'Cause up there it's complicated and overrated. Down here everything is understated. That's alright by me. I got everything that I need, but there is breakneck, paycheck, rat race, what's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. All my friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cool night. Yeah, you can keep your 9 to 5, 'cause I'm happy with the simple life. Tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knew my name, and all my friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, you can keep your 9 to 5, 'cause I'm happy with the simple life.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts. If you see things running through your head.
Welcome back. Daily Show on a Friday. On the phone now, friend of the show, Isaac Sandidge. Man, how are you doing? It's great to have you back on the air.
This autumn weather, waiting for that to really kick in and start to enjoy some of these autumn festivities we have going on.
Well, you know what's really cool, Isaac, is, just a little bit behind baseball for the folks at home. I mean, you do such great work with mental health first aid, and been able to see you, of course, at a couple of community events. And now to talk to you and with you in this setting is super cool. This is the curse of the Brighton, and I am going to get yelled at, Isaac, because this word trumps me every time I see it. And can you save me?
I can. The curse of Brighton Borgoo.
Borgoo. Okay, thank you. Now I can rightfully continue this interview. This is a Brighton legend, is the subtitle of this. And now take me through the book. How'd it come about?
Yeah, so it all started actually a few years ago, back in 2020, when the world shut down. We were all under lockdown, and my kids were a lot younger, and I was trying to think of a way to keep them from going out and wandering out into the cornfields. And so I started talking about the Brighton werecat, because we have all these feral cats running around Brighton. And I used that to, I know it.
I love
but
this.
it worked. It worked. So they kept them out of the cornfield so they didn't go wandering out there getting lost. And so then we, as part of lockdown, just kind of sat down and started to do a little research and a little writing. And before I know it, the legend of Brighton werecat was born. And then a few years later, some folks around here were like, "Hey, you going to write another little story?" And I said, "Sure." So I came up with the Curse of Brighton Borgoo.
This is incredible. And as you're writing this, I'm sure it's one of those as well, Isaac, where you get to explore your own creativity and just enjoy the whole process. Am I onto something with that?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, there's some history to it too. There's some factual information in these stories, and so being able to take that and expand on it and just kind of let those creative juices just flow it's a lot of fun.
And now, what can folks expect when they pick up the book? And I think the biggest thing, Isaac, too, is to make sure we can tell them where they can get their hands on a copy of it.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I'm doing a live reading at the Brighton Library on Thursday, October 23rd. I'm going to have a couple hard copies with me and doing some signing and some reading. But it's available on a lot of the major retailers, especially the ebook. The ebook is really, really easy to get a hold of. It's a lot cheaper too.
Well, and now for the folks at home, not to cut you off there, Isaac, is this good for all ages?
Yeah, I really want to be intentional about making sure that you can enjoy it kind of like with your family. It's a short read. It's nice. It's easy. It doesn't get too gory or anything like that. It's just got some spooky elements to it, and there's a couple little scenes that might be a little bit little iffy. But I wanted to make sure that I could sit down with my 5-year-old and read it. And it's not going to be terrible with her.
This is cool, man. Well, and that's great for the public to know about too. And now, take me through the creative process with this one. As we, with the first book, we got to hear a little bit about that, and we'll circle back to that. But when it comes to to this new one, how long does it take? Number one, because I'm sure every project's different. And then, what's the writing style and process look like for you?
Yeah, well, it starts off with just like the research phase. Like you're just kind of researching things, or you got this sort of like nugget, and you're like, I kind of want to do something with that. And so I tried to make it where there's some elements of history into all of the different pieces there, and then we just sort of expand upon that. So it takes a little bit. So you do a little research, and then you got to come up with like a storyline and kind of develop some characters. Now in the second book, there's some old names from the first one that if you read the first one that makes some appearance, and it's kind of fun to kind of see how that goes. But then like just sitting down and just writing, I mean, it takes a little while. You go through the first draft, read through it a couple times, put it away for a little bit, come back to it, like, oh, I don't like the way this sounds, changing things up. And then eventually just kind of thinking about the formatting and how it all fits together.
I got to ask you, who helps you with the revisions on that? Who is the first read through? Is it yourself? Do you have some family helping you, some friends?
It's my kids.
Oh, perfect. No better critic.
Yeah, I sit down like, okay, here's what we got. Let's sit down. Let's read through this. And they give me some feedback. And then eventually when it gets to sort of that final draft piece, I did have a couple folks I offered an early read to before it went to press, and said, if you want to give this a read, let me know what you think of it. And so I just kind of sent over the EPUB sort of file and let them read it. And they gave me some feedback, and then just kind of did some revisions from there.
This is so cool. And, just for the folks that maybe have always been interested about this entire process, not necessarily this type of book, but just writing in general, just from your circumstance and just your position, what's that timeline look like altogether, from start to finish and getting it to print? What's that timeline? What's the turnaround look like?
Yeah, well, that's a good question, because I really can only speak from my own experiences here, because like when I get my sights set on it, I like just plug away at it. What I usually do is I spend a few nights, maybe a couple weeks, like when my kids and everybody goes to bed, just sitting down and just plucking it out on those first drafts. Overall, I would say that it takes probably my stories are, they're not long books. They're short stories that you can enjoy with your family, maybe an hour. But that takes me usually about 6 to 12 weeks maybe to plug it out and to get it out and running. I mean, yeah, the formatting is what I'm not good at, and that takes me forever.
You should see this show, Isaac. I'm telling you what, I'm not good at formatting either. With that being said, I'm sure the process is fun for you, but as you're writing the first one, you're going into the second one, you said you brought back some characters that if someone read the first book would be familiar with. What's that like to kind of put them in without, continuing their story, so to speak?
Yeah, well, that was the tricky part with the second one, because the first one takes place like the turn of the 20th century.
Oh, cool.
And the second one, The Curse of Brighton Borgoo, is set more like modern today times. And so like I had to make a descendant of the original main character in my book. And so that was kind of fun. It was just like, it was great grandson is who the main character of the second one, The Curse of Brighton Borgoo.
This is awesome. Well, and we were just talking to Isaac that you have an upcoming reading, and there'll be some hard copies on sale at the Brighton Library, and that's on October the 23rd, that Thursday.
That's right, 5:00.
Oh, perfect. And, take me through, just because, it's got to feel special for the folks that are in Brighton that, to have a book that's, basically based around such a great community. What's the feedback that you get from the public? Do they like that you're writing about Brighton?
That's a funny question. So I get some mixed responses. To
No
this
way.
Recently, I did, because this one centers around Brighton Borgoo, and you don't mess with Borgoo around here in Brighton. Like you leave that alone. And I tell my kids all the time, I laugh, of like, my book is world famous in Brighton. And they get a kick out of that every time. But there's been some folks like, who is this guy? And what does he know about Borgoo? And overall, it's a fun story. It's not meant to poke anything. I'm not giving away any secret recipes or anything like that we keep under lock and key. But the libraries loved it. They have it. They keep a copy in the library there. It's found its way over into the Southwestern School District libraries there. And
really
so
cool.
It's pretty neat. Like when I'll make a comment on Facebook sometimes when somebody's complaining about the cats, and I'm like, it's probably the Brighton Ware cat, and then people are like, I read that book, and I'm like, that's awesome.
That's really cool, man. Well, and now let me ask you this too. Whenever you're talking about these projects, I guess the first question is, are you planning on doing another one if there's a chance? Is that something that you kind of do whenever the moment's right?
Oh yeah. There's more to come. I'm in the kind of idea development phase. Ultimately, I want the Werecat to be a sort of like a 3-book series there. Have another one there, and then there's some other kind of projects that are in the works right now in terms of spookiness. I kind of like the Halloween theme, and so my goal is to kind of release them around that autumn Halloween season. That's when they're a lot of fun. That's when people are looking for spooky things to share, and that's on the horizon.
Really cool. Well, I got to ask you this while I have you. I mean, we're already into the meat and bones of this, but what's the Sandidge household look like for Halloween? Any traditions?
Well, we definitely read the Legend of the Brighton Werecat. We do a lot of trick or treating around here. We have some inflatables that are big cats and that we put out, and we just love to go trick or treating around Brighton. Now we have trick or treating in Brighton a little bit before the Alton does, so that we can actually hit up the Alton community too and do trick or treating down there.
Nice.
So we usually spend a good chunk of our time going around and begging for food.
I love this. Well, and now, if folks are interested, and what I mean by that is, for like at school administrators and all of that, or librarians, or any of those individuals that are in that decision-making process and can add those materials to their elementary schools or their, prospective libraries, what's the best way to reach out? Is it through you? Is it through just online ordering? Just to make sure those folks are aware.
Yeah, I mean, you can always order it online. I mean, probably the best way though is to reach out to me, because I couldn't spout off from memory what the online ordering link is, because it's like some sort of like all kinds of numbers and characters to order like a hard copy. So I mean, just reaching out to me, and I'm happy to kind of like walk through, like, if you want a copy, if you want to talk about it, if you want to ask questions about it, I'm always open to talking about the Brighton Werecat.
And this is so funny to me. I love this, Isaac. I hope you realize that I just enjoyed this whole thing. We're also going to link the product link, at least for the Barnes & Noble product link for The Curse of the Brighton Borgoo online on the RiverBender.com article, so that way we can make sure you guys get a chance to directly get your hands on it. But with the Werecat, I gotta add, because this is something that I don't live in Brighton. My brother lived there very briefly, but even as somebody who's not in Brighton, I mean, we still know of the cats that are a part of your guys' population. So to capitalize on this, I'm sure people just dove right in. We're like, this is awesome.
Yeah. As we have so many feral cats that run around here, and so that was kind of the inspiration of the story too. Besides keeping the kids out of the cornfields, like, what's going on with all these cats everywhere? Like, there's so many cats just running around all over the place. So it's great. We love it.
Well, and Isaac too. Before I let you go, what's the scary movie of choice over there at the household?
Oh, the scary movie choice. That's a really good question. We have a whole series. Now, we are big Hocus Pocus fans.
Oh, cool.
Over here. I mean, my kids are into it as well. We were super excited when they came out with that sequel. But we'll watch Hocus Pocus. We'll watch like The Haunted Mansion. We'll get some slightly scarier ones than that sometimes when the kids are feeling up to it. But yeah, we enjoy our Halloween season over here.
So hear me out. The reason I'm bringing this up, I found a gem from my childhood, 2004. It was Spookly, the square pumpkin. That is cinema.
Oh my gosh! You're gonna have to send me the information on this, because I don't think I've seen this one, CJ, and I think we need to add it to our rotation.
Oh, it's great! It's basically the pumpkin version of Rudolph, Isaac. I'm telling you, it is literally perfect.
Oh my gosh, you can't beat that. Like that's you're right. That's golden cinema right there. I'm all for that.
So real quick though, the book on the Werecat, the official title I'll ask you for again, and is that still available online as well?
It is, yeah. I'm actually going to have both copies with me at the reading as well.
Good.
So the original one is The Legend of the Brighton Werecat, and the newest one that just came out is The Curse of Brighton Borgoo. So
really cool. And now, real quick on your appearance at the Brighton Library, again, all ages with a parent welcome.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's free. It's totally free to attend. If you want to, like I said, I'll have copies there, and I'll have little deals going on if you want to buy both of them at the same time, and I'll sign them for you, and I'll, wink at your kids or whatever else, and make them out to anybody special, and yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a good time.
Really cool. I just hope you don't write about some talk show host that ends up missing from one of these work.
They may have to, like CJ. Where did CJ go? It'll be next copy.
The Curse of the Broken Microphone. Isaac Sandidge, thank you so much for your time. The Curse of Brighton Borgoo. And Isaac, thank you again for helping me pronounce this, so now I can confidently do these Brighton stories. The Brighton Legend, it's available at Barnes & Noble and online. We'll link that in an article on RiverBender.com. Isaac, thanks for your time again, man.
You bet, CJ. Anytime. I'm happy to do it.
We'll take a quick break. Daily Show on a Friday next.
20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone, and over time it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. Daily Show. Wrapping up the Thursday that it was, my friends. What a good show. Tomorrow we'll be doing the best of our daily show as I'll be out of town until Monday. And then just one final note, just because I feel like we're kind of friends, and a lot of you who've been watching from day one, we're kind of like family now. I mean, you see me out and you send me, it's very nice. And rant aside, I will be taking one more day off at the end of the month. And that should be the last time that we have to talk about me being out of the studio for the rest of the year. It's been a busy year, and it's been a really, really good year for me. And you guys have known that. You followed along with, Jackie and I getting engaged, and, our family is doing some great stuff, and just been busy. And busy being, you'll find out why in a little bit later. But I'll be out of town today and tomorrow, and just doing a pre-planned thing that we already had set up with family. It's going to be great. We're going to be out camping and having a great time and just kind of relaxing a little bit before the Halloween fun starts to pick up in the Riverbend, and we'll be rocking and rolling. But then, like I said, the 27th, I won't be in the studio. That will be a tape show again, and that'll be our last tape show of the year. So thanks for hanging out there with me. I know that you guys are used to me being live in the studio all the time, and I blame Jackie. I'll tell you what. I blame her. Okay, I'll just go ahead. I never missed a day at all. Even when I took a vacation for Christmas and all that, stayed at home, but I still taped all the shows and all that. I still came into the office, and I don't know. Ever since then, I took off a couple of days, and then I don't know. Jokes aside, thanks for hanging out though, and being a part of the fun. But yeah, October the 27th, the last day I'll be out of the studio. That'll be a tape show, but all the rest of them will be back to being live and living color, and I'm so happy for it. Hey, a few things to fill you in on before we say so long for now on the live shows this week. Madison County employees are wrapping up a Spirit Week with a flavor-filled Friday celebration. And the public is invited to join in. Let me fill you in on this. The county's set to host a food truck event from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the back parking lot of 2nd Street behind the Sheriff's Department, featuring a lineup of local favorites, including Mahalo, Shaved Ice, Heaters, Rolling Dogs, Pig on a Wing, Taqueria, Antojitos, Kobix, and more. This is the first time we've done anything like this, Chairman Slessor said. We wanted to do something that brings our employees together and also welcomes the public into share in the experience. The idea for the food truck came from employees who have been missing out on having an on-site dining option after the administration building's cafeteria closed. A few staff members took lead planning the event and choosing a fall date, which coincidentally lined up with Edwardsville's homecoming week and the county's own Spirit Week festivities. The event is open to both employees and public, and food trucks will offer their own menus and their own pricing. We have such a great team here, and it's nice to see everyone come together to enjoy the day, Chairman Slessor said. It's a fun way for employees and the public to connect while supporting local food vendors. Another thing to fill you in on, a great news story from Sydney Sings. So this came out on Wednesday, but wanted to fill you in on it today. A local neighborhood recently came together to honor their mail carrier. How cool is this? Here's when it happened. On October the 4th, on 15th Street in Alton, they hosted their annual block party. They invited mail carrier Jerry Howard to express their appreciation for her work for delivering their mail for the past 18 years. It's incredible. She's seen our kids grow up, Ruby Blair said, who helped organize the recognition, and we wanted to let her know we appreciated her. It was just that simple. Blair pointed out that Howard has gone above and beyond to serve the community, truly honoring that United States Postal Service creed. And during the block party, the community took a group photo, which Blair printed out and delivered to Howard. Blair believes that the experience was both meaningful to the neighbors and to Howard as well. Really just a great story on that. And then a couple of more things for you today. This is one that I'm going to have to summarize for all of you because it's a long one. The 25th Annual Metro Construction Career Expo will be held on October 21st through the 23rd at the Belclair Fairgrounds at 200 South Belt, East Belleville, Illinois. This year's event will welcome a record number of students. Get this, more than 1,200 from 37 area high schools will be on hand to explore hands-on activities and demonstrations that highlight the rewarding career opportunities in the skilled construction trades. Media are invited to attend the expo to see firsthand how unions and industry leaders are addressing the growing demand for skilled workers across Southern Illinois. Apprenticeship programs offer paid, debt-free pathways into construction industries, complete with wages, benefits, and pensions, providing a strong alternative to traditional college avenues. There's career opportunities for everybody. The expo will feature hands-on demonstrations and exhibits featuring carpenters, electricians, cement masons, and plasterers, sheet metal workers, boiler makers, painters, iron workers, laborers, bricklayers, plumbers, pipe fitters, gas fitters, steam fitters, and more. There's going to be a lot on hand, including the Leadership Council of Southwestern Illinois. The Home Builders Remodelers Association of the Metro East joined us, Shannon did, just a few weeks ago, and filled us in on just this remarkable opportunity. It's now in its 25th year, and the Metro Construction Career Expo has grown to be in one of the region's largest, most premier expos when it comes to career workforce development. And one thing else to fill you in on, there's actually two more, but I want to make sure that I don't just keep dragging on and you guys are like, CJ, let's go, keep moving. The Audubon Center at Riverlands and Alton Main Street will unveil their new mural in downtown Alton on Saturday, October the 18th at 4 p.m. Community members are invited to 224 East Front Street in Alton to celebrate this mural. Enjoy site-specific dance, and then head to My Just Desserts for a reception. The new mural spotlights the lesser yellowlegs and aims to encourage bird conservation. It's a beautiful mural that wraps all the way around the entire building down on Front Street, right next to Mineral Springs as you go down Landmarks Boulevard, explained Sarah McGibney. She was on the show filling us in on that, plus the chili cook-off and all the other great things that are happening throughout the 618. It's a nice sunset scene with adorable yellow-legged birds. It's a fantastic addition to our public art scene. McGibney pointed to a partnership between Alton Main Street and the Audubon Center as a driving force behind the newest mural. Mike Kelly and the Center Advisory Board members Penny Schmidt and Susan Flater collaborated with Alton Main Street to bring this mural to downtown Alton. The October 18th event is free to attend, but guests are asked to register so the two organizations can prepare for the unveiling celebration and the reception. For more information about the event, visit the official event Facebook page. And finally, in the news today, and great news, we touched on this a little bit, more details for you now. An all-new Abilities Playground will be constructed in the heart of Edwardsville. An all-Abilities Playground. These are wonderful, and it provides inclusive recreational options for all to enjoy. It will be built on the Lewis and Clark Community College's Nelson campus, fulfilling a goal shared by the city, the college, and the Edwardsville Community Foundation to ensure accessible play areas are within reach of as many people as possible. The Edwardsville City Council On the 7th of October, unanimously approved a 20-year, $1 per month lease with the college for the playground site. It will be built just north of the city's historic nickel plate station, a welcome landmark on the campus at 600 Troy Road since early 2020. The city council also approved the expenditure of up to $600,000, the cost being covered by the donation from the David Kriege family, the last owner of Kriege Hardware, which operated in the city for nearly a century. The Edwardsville Community Foundation was entrusted to use the donation to enhance the quality of life through recreation, preservation, and beautification in the city. The All Abilities Playground was first announced at the end of June, but now that location has been finalized. It will be enclosed by a fence and include landscaping and other infrastructure enhancements that will be paid for out of the Edwardsville Enhancement Fund. This was a tough read. The fund was established in 2023 with a dedicated 0.25% sales tax for green space acquisition, parks improvements, police and fire pensions, and capital projects. The city is contracting the Cunningham Recreation to provide and install the playground and has applied for a game time playground grant in hope of further reducing costs. Currently, the project's underway with completion expected next year. All righty. Sorry, I had to have fun with that one. We're out of time. I will see you back here live at 9 on a Monday, but watch the Best Of show tomorrow. I'm putting a lot of work into this for all of you. All righty. Until then, behave, be nice to each other. Try your best to stay out of jail.